Good day, this is me, Aroosa Salahuddin. I welcome all of you on the behalf of DiploTV and Diplomatic Insight. Today, we are honored to be joined by His Excellency, Mr. Yerzhan Kistafin. Thank you for Your Excellency for joining us today. In this special interview, we will be discussing about growing ties between Kazakhstan and Pakistan, as well as exploring new opportunities in diplomacy, business, tourism, and education. Thank you, Your Excellency, for joining us today, and we are very glad that you give us a time to discussing about the growing ties between Kazakhstan and Pakistan. Your Excellency, to begin with, could you please share a little bit about your journey as a diplomat and your so far experience as an ambassador of Kazakhstan to Pakistan?
Assalamu alaikum, Aroosa. Thank you so much for coming. It's a great honor and pleasure for us as well. So I started my journey back in 2001 when I joined our diplomatic service. And then throughout my career, I served in Brussels, in Belgium, in the United States, in Washington, D.C. And since 2021, exactly 4 years ago, I was appointed by the decree of our president as ambassador of Kazakhstan to Pakistan. And since then, this is my already 5th year in your beautiful country.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for sharing your great insight. Your Excellency, could you share some key initiatives and activities that Embassy of Kazakhstan in Islamabad is currently working on strengthening our bilateral ties?
You know, when it comes to our bilateral cooperation, I must say that we are trying to develop a multi-dimensional approach. We are not focused on, let's say, our trade or economic cooperation alone. We are also focused very much on developing, I would say not developing, but rather reviving our cultural ties, our people-to-people ties, our collaboration in education between our universities. You know, we are also focused very much on developing our sports diplomacy. So a lot of developments are taking place right now. And I can share with you, for example, the outcomes of the 13th session of our Intergovernmental Joint Commission that took place at the end of last month in April here in Islamabad. But prior to this event, we held the largest ever business forum, Kazakhstan-Pakistan Business Forum in Karachi. In fact, last time, at the end of last month, we had the largest ever delegation to visit your beautiful country. We had more than 150 people from Kazakhstan representing different sectors. We had, for example, 10 leading universities from Kazakhstan. Then we had sports federations. We had our local authorities at the regional level. Then, of course, we invited our business community. And I must say that, for example, our business forum was a great success. We had more than 300 participants. And we managed to sign commercial contracts and memoranda for more than $200 million. So it's a great evidence of how I would say how great potential that we have in terms of our bilateral cooperation. And in general, I'm happy to see that our relations are growing, they're getting stronger. For example, last year our bilateral trade reached $239 million. And the Ministry of Commerce of Pakistan says that we are the largest trade partner of Pakistan in Central Asia. Apart from that, we have so many different, projects that we are planning, inshallah, to implement. As I mentioned, we had 10 leading universities from Pakistan to visit your beautiful capital. And during their visit to Islamabad, we organized first ever forum of Kazakhstan and Pakistan universities. Then we held the education fair, Study in KZ. We signed more than, I believe, something like 12 MOUs between our leading universities. It was agreed, for example, that at NAST we are going to establish a Center for Science and Technology. We in collaboration with the leading Kazakh National Technical University named after Qanish Satpayev, and many other things. So our sports federations are also developing collaboration, and it was agreed that our chess federation of Kazakhstan will establish the first ever branch abroad here in Islamabad. Then our mixed martial arts academy called Kazakh Batari, they are going to establish again their first ever branch abroad in Islamabad. And in general, we are going to open Kazakhstan Pakistan Sports Center Dostik. So what I'm saying is that we are developing a multi-dimensional cooperation, trying to activate each and every potentially beneficial areas for our collaboration. And as the outcome of our 13th session of the Intergovernmental Joint Commission, it was agreed that we need to elevate our cooperation to a brand new level, and we are working in closely with big groups. Just before you, for example, I had a delegation from the Mizan Bank, then people from the TCS company. We are also in touch with the NLC. So we have big plans, and we are now considering of establishing a consortium for transport and logistics issues, because in fact connectivity is the backbone for developing cooperation between our countries. As soon as we establish a well organized connectivity between our countries, then the sky is the limit.
Thank you, Your Excellency. You are providing very overview and insightful information for our viewers. Our next question is most related to the educational opportunities for Pakistani students in Kazakhstan. Your Excellency, could you please, how does the embassy support cultural and education exchange programs between Kazakhstan and Pakistan? Kazakh offers scholarships. Could you please provide details about the scholarship provided to the Pakistani students and any opportunities available and any academic collaboration between Kazakh and Pakistani universities?
One of the decisions that has been made during the Intergovernmental Joint Commission was to establish a joint working group on education. Okay. Last week I met with the chairman of HEC, Honorable Chairman Dr. Mukhtar Ahmed, a very dear brother of ours. Thanks, by the way, to his support, we organized first ever forum of Kazakh and Pakistan universities, and then this education fair study in KZ. So when we talk about education, we should take into account again the latest developments that are taking place. For example, in our country, our Minister of Higher Education and Science, His Excellency Mr. Saysat Nurbek, last year announced that we are going to open 38 campuses in collaboration with the leading universities of the world, from the UK, from the United States, South Korea, Japan, China, Russia, France, Germany, so on and so forth. So the idea is to establish a regional education hub. It is not for the Kazakh youth alone, but what we do in Kazakhstan, whenever we launch any kind of international initiative, it is about to deliver a high quality, not for the Kazakhstan only, for Kazakhstan only, but for the entire region. And in this term, we would like to invite our dear brothers and sisters from Pakistan to study at our universities. For example, they can graduate from one university which has already established partnership with Arizona University. And after they graduate, they would get two diplomas, okay. One the Kazakh university and another one from the Arizona University. So nowadays we have more than 1,000 students from Pakistan. Most of them, they are studying at our medical institutions. And in this term, for example, next week we expect a delegation from the leading medical university of Kazakhstan to visit Pakistan. We are going to organize meetings with the PMDC, with the HEC, then with Shifa University. Then we are going to travel to Lahore. In Lahore, we will be organizing meetings with King Edward's University and many others. So the idea is to strengthen ties between our medical institutions. Apart from that, we also focus very much on developing cooperation between our leading institutions, leading universities such as Hadi Azam University, NAST, NAML, and many others. So this is what we are doing, and through such kind of collaboration, we want to establish exchange of students. We want to develop exchange of faculty members as well. We want to organize, for example, online lectures from Kazakhstan for youngsters in Pakistan, and then vice versa from the medical institutions of Pakistan to give lectures to those Pakistani students who are studying right now at our medical institutions. So this is the way of our collaboration we have, and of course scholarships. We will be providing scholarships, and now I can tell you that, for example, in our university number one, which is Nazarbayev University, there are more than 70 students from Pakistan. Can you imagine? Mm-hmm. And what we see is that the number will be growing exponentially within the next few years.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for sharing very insightful information for our students and definitely our scholars which are looking for opportunities in Kazakhstan. Your Excellency, Kazakhstan has updated its business visa policy. Could you please explain the new process and how it benefit the Pakistani business people? Like we came to know that Kazakhstan has announced their 10 years business policy, that golden visa.
You know, this golden visa is mainly focused on foreign investors. So if, for example, a company or an investor, private investor, whatsoever, is going to invest more than 300 US dollars into investment projects in Kazakhstan, then he can, receive this visa for 10 years. But when it comes to our bilateral cooperation, we managed to some extent, to facilitate our business, our visa regime for the business community. Nowadays, if, for example, a credible business company approach our embassy, they would get our visa within maximum 3 days. They don't need any kind of invitation letter. They just need to sign a letter on, to our embassy, and then they are good to go.
Thank you. Embassy provide to Pakistani business professional interesting in opportunity Kazakhstan has you told about it. But other than that, how Pakistani business people can invest in Kazakhstan?
You know, in fact, there are so many areas for developing cooperation when it comes to our B2B ties. And I do believe that Kazakh community, in particular Kazakh business society, can learn a lot from incredible experience that you have gained so far. For example, when it comes to your textile industry, surgical instruments, sports goods, machinery, pharmaceutical industry, agriculture, so on and so forth. For example, in the middle of June, a delegation from the Sialkot Chamber of Commerce is going to visit Kazakhstan and will be participating in the expo, in the exhibition organized in our capital. Then we are in touch with CIMAP Association. We are also, negotiating possible ways for developing cooperation with people who are manufacturing surgical instruments. It's well known that CIMAP is #1 in the world, so on and so forth. So when it comes to our, for example, agriculture, the good thing about agriculture with Pakistan is that due to our weather conditions, our climate conditions, we cannot grow mango, we cannot grow guava, falsa, or such kind of exotic fruits that we enjoy here. And definitely, I would love to have the sweetest mangoes in the world available at our groceries in Kazakhstan. And moreover, last year, in collaboration with ENLC, we delivered first ever. We organized first ever export of Pakistani mangoes to Kazakhstan, and we are going to develop such kind of collaboration, not mentioning, of course, rice, potato, and many other things.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Trade between our countries is growing. Which sector you see as the most promising for future collaboration? Are there any upcoming activities or forum to encourage business partnerships between Kazakhstan and Pakistan?
You know, as I already mentioned, on the 28th of April last month, in Karachi, we organized a big business forum. We had more than 300 participants, and the Ministry of Commerce says that it's the largest ever business forum organized by Pakistan in Karachi. And then we organized trips of our delegation to different facilities. Korangi Industrial Zone, some textile factories based in Karachi. Now we are going to organize another big business forum in Lahore. It is well known that Lahore is a capital of the most, I would say, industrially developed provinces of Pakistan. And we are going to, to develop this direct interaction between our business communities. The idea is to address one of the main challenges, which is lack of information. We need to fill the gap. Most of these people who visited Karachi last month, they visited Pakistan and Karachi for the first time ever. And when I talked to them afterwards, I asked them, so how was your experience? So what do you think about Pakistan? And they told me that, it was an eye-opener for all of us. We had no idea that Pakistan, despite all these challenges, despite all these difficulties, has such a tremendous potential and has such a wonderful industrial, very well-developed sectors. And they say that we know what we say. because, for example, some people from the textile industry of Kazakhstan, they visited, some factories based in Karachi, and they were saying that it was, one of the best that we have ever visited so far. We can compare, and they are willing to strengthen, develop collaboration, for example, in the textile sector. So, frankly speaking, there are so many areas for developing our cooperation, and again, as I said, we can learn a lot from you. And on the other hand, Kazakhstan is also focused today very much on developing our agricultural potential. And President of Kazakhstan, His Excellency Kassym-Jomart Tokayev, mentioned several times that agriculture can serve as another driver for economic development of Kazakhstan. And in this term, definitely we will be more than happy to invite your great companies to visit Kazakhstan to explore the business opportunities. Apart from agriculture, we're also investing very much in developing our own textile industry, our pharmaceutical industries. So what I'm saying is that there are so many, areas for developing synergy, which would be definitely mutually beneficial if your investors come to Kazakhstan and establish joint ventures with our business people. It will not be beneficial for Kazakhstan alone. In this case, your companies, they will expand significantly their presence in our region, and it will be a good sign, because in this term we will also promote the soft image of your beautiful country.
Your Excellency, thank you for providing very insightful information regarding business people in our viewers. Kazakhstan is known for natural beauty and rich culture. What initiatives are in place to promote tourism from Pakistan? Are there any collaborative efforts to enhance cultural understanding between our nations?
So back in December 2023, we signed an MOU to develop cooperation between our two brother nations in tourism. This year in April, during the Intergovernmental Joint Commission, it was agreed that we will exchange lists of credible, reliable tour operators, and we are going to develop collaboration between our good, credible touristic organizations. And through such kind of collaboration, we will be definitely developing our cooperation in tourism in general. What I see is that there is another great potential, because, in Pakistan, we have so many beautiful places as well. And I do believe that our people will be more than happy to visit Pakistan and to see your beauty in Pakistan. And of course, we would love to invite our Pakistani brothers and sisters to visit Kazakhstan. I have invited so many people, so many friends. My friends from Pakistan have already visited Kazakhstan, and what they see that there is a very promising potential for our cooperation in tourism.
Your Excellency, thank you. Given Kazakhstan location in Central Asia, how does it plan to enhance regional connectivity, especially with Pakistan? Could you tell us about initiative like Astana Financial Center and role in regional development?
In fact, Kazakhstan is an integral part of Central Asian region, and our president stressed that successful Central Asia means successful Kazakhstan. If our brothers in the region thrive, if our brothers in the region succeed, anyway, it will, I would say, influence our country in a positive manner. And vice versa, if Kazakhstan succeeds, if Kazakhstan has a very well organized development, be it economic development, our cultural development, and many social developments, so on and so forth, it will be definitely beneficial for our brothers in the region. So what we see is that regional cooperation is a must, and Kazakhstan should be a part of this regional integration. Now, when we talk about cooperation with Pakistan, we're happy to see that all 5 Central Asian countries, be it Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, or Kazakhstan, all 5 Central Asian countries are interested very much in strengthening cooperation with Pakistan. So the only missing part, I would say, is Afghanistan. This is why we do believe that apart from our Central Asian cooperation, apart from our cooperation between Central Asia and Pakistan, we should be also focused very much on engaging Afghanistan into our regional cooperation. And when it comes to, for example, connectivity between Kazakhstan and Pakistan, during last years we've been working hard on developing a well-established connectivity, and we managed to establish this connectivity. What we see is that without Central Asian countries, without Afghanistan, it will be extremely difficult. It will be still possible, but it will be extremely difficult to develop connectivity with Pakistan. So that's why we should develop a kind of friendly environment, and we should, develop a kind of common standards for our regions to share, to make our business communities' lives easier. If they want to operate, if they want to do business, it should be like that. This is why we should simplify procedures for our business communities. This is why we should develop as friendly, environment as it can be. And in this term, it should be also a very secure environment. This is why we should be focused on the security dimension as well. And at the end of the day, it will be a mutually beneficial cooperation.
Thank you for Your Excellency for sharing very great insights. Your Excellency, for Pakistani investors and tourists considering Kazakhstan, what message could you like to convey, encourage them to explore the opportunities your country is offering?
In fact, Kazakhstan during last 3 decades have attracted as foreign direct investments more than 420 billion US dollars, which is almost 70% of FDIs attracted to the Central Asian region. Kazakhstan today is the largest economy of Central Asia. Our GDP per capita is 14,000 US dollars, which means that our people have money to spend. And in general, we are doing quite well. We are focused very much on diversifying our economy. And in this term, Pakistan has great experience, expertise, advantage, and our business people, our entrepreneurs, our government will be more than happy to develop collaboration, to establish joint ventures here in Pakistan, in Kazakhstan, to strengthen our cooperation and to make it beneficial for our two brotherly societies.
Your Excellency, your time in Pakistan, I know it's been a very grateful time as you discussed. Could you share about your journey in Pakistan and your food and your culture and heritage, which you like the most in Pakistan?
Before joining our mission in Islamabad, I had no idea what Pakistan is. And it was my first ever experience to visit your beautiful country, and it was a great honor for me to be a part of our diplomatic mission in Islamabad. So I would say, when you ask me about Pakistan, the first thought that I have in my mind is people. Pakistani people, I would say, the most hospitable nation in the world. And when I say it, I mean it. People are so kind. Whenever I visit different cities, different regions of your beautiful country, I always feel that I'm very warmly welcomed, and it's such a great emotion. It's such a great feeling because it creates this friendly environment, and I try from my heart to do something sincerely to strengthen our collaboration. The second thought on my mind when you ask me about Pakistan is your beautiful nature. It's something, I would say, outstanding. I visited so many beautiful areas of your great country, and then, of course, historical heritage. Whenever I visit your cultural, spiritual capital, Lahore, whenever I go to Badshahi Mosque, I feel this, connections, historic connections, historic roots, that we have between our nations. And then, of course, when you ask me about cuisine, I must say that we have so many things in common. When I eat plow, we have plow as well in Kazakhstan, in Central Asia. Then samosa, parati, chapati, paratha, we have exactly the same in Kazakhstan. So what I'm saying is that even in terms of our cuisines, we have so many things in common. But the thing that I enjoy the most, of course, Pakistani mango. This is something, it's a kind of fruit from heaven, I would say, here in Pakistan. So I enjoy a lot. So I'm excited and looking forward to the mango season, which will start soon.
Yeah, it's going to be starting within
Yes.
few days.
Yeah.
So you will get the yummiest mango
Yeah.
from Pakistan.
Yeah.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for sharing very grateful insight for our viewers. We like to also get your remarks about the Diplomatic Insight, our magazine, and our Diplomatic Insight whole group. Your any remarks and your message, that would be great.
I must say that Diplomatic Insight is one of the groups who have supported me from the very beginning. When I just joined our mission back in June 2021, dear brother Asif Nur, dear sister Farhat, they visited me. We discussed possible ways for strengthening collaboration between Kazakhstan and Pakistan. And since then, we have developed an excellent relations partnership. They visited Kazakhstan, several times, and I always say that seeing is believing. So if you want to advocate for developing cooperation with my country, you have to visit, you have to see yourself what is happening in Kazakhstan, the real situation on the ground. And this is what they did. And they visited Kazakhstan, and then they have good relations. They have established good relations. They have made friends in Kazakhstan. And in fact, I must say this is a kind of exemplary partnership. This is what we should enjoy when we talk about reviving. I stress reviving, not establishing, but reviving brotherly relations between Kazakhstan and Pakistan.
Thank you, Your Excellency, for giving us a very insightful interview, and we are very glad that you give us a time to discussing about growing ties. And Diplomatic Insight is always available to strengthen the bilateral ties between Kazakhstan and Pakistan. Thank you, viewers, for joining us today.